Kids, I can't even believe it's time to review an entire chapter again. All right, third graders, so we are going to work on the chapter 2 review, and this will be part 1. So this is going to be page 93 at first. Okay, so we have a story here. Mia made a table to record the different types of birds she saw at the bird feeder in the garden. All right, so imagine that. She's sitting at a bird feeder in the garden, and she's kind of tallying down how many birds she sees of each type. Okay, so here are her results. Here are the birds at the feeder, the name of the birds, and the number of tallies each bird received. All right, so check it out. All right. So as I'm checking it out, I just like to put the number next to the bird name. So I think I'm just going to do that over here. So for the number of jays, she had 4 tallies. For the number of sparrows, she had, I know that 5 and 5 make 10. So 10, 11, 12. For finches, she had 5, 6, 7, 8. For blackbirds, she only saw 6. Remember, that's my personal strategy. I really like to do that so that I don't have to keep rethinking and counting each of those. But if you would prefer to not have those on your paper, that's totally fine too. Now we're going to go through the next 3 questions. So I have question 1A, and I have to mark, is it true or false? Okay, so Mia saw twice as many sparrows as she did blackbirds. Okay, so is that true? So she saw 12 sparrows and 6 blackbirds. So Mia saw twice as many sparrows, okay, as blackbirds. All right, so we have to determine, is 12 twice as much as 6? And the answer to that is yes. So we're going to mark true. Okay, the next question is asking us about finches. Mia saw 8 finches. All right, I've kind of already done that one. So here's finch, here's 8. Done. True. All right, so that was an easy one for me. Okay, so 1C is asking us about, we've got to kind of compare. Okay, so Mia saw 4 fewer jays than blackbirds. Okay, so here's jays. She had 4 jays. And did she actually see 4 fewer jays than blackbirds? Well, she saw 6 blackbirds and 4 jays. And the difference between those 2 numbers is only 2. So this one is a big fat false. We cannot mark true. We have to mark false. Oh my gosh, I did that big fat false, and my dog started barking. Can you hear her? Okay, up next is question number 2. Get ready. Told ya, it's number 2. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Jake asked 25 students in his class how close they lived to school. Okay. The frequency table shows the results. All right, so here's the table. Okay. I'm looking at the table and something looks like it's missing. Okay, let's read part A. Complete the table and show how you found the answer. All right, so my first thought was, what? I don't know what to do. My second thought was, well, it did look like something was missing. So I went back over here. In your book, this is shaded purple right here, so you know nothing goes there. But then if this were going to be a 0, they would have put a 0 there. So that tells me something's missing. So that's the part we have to complete. Okay, now, how in the world are we going to figure that out? The question is, what do you know for sure? That's what we should ask ourselves. So we know for sure Jake asked 25 students in his class. Now, we know how many students are listed here because we can add them up together, right? So we could add 4 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. So let's do that. So 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, remember, you always have to check your work. Okay, so 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. All right, well, 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 makes a 10. And I know 10 plus 5 makes 15. And 15 plus 3 makes 18. So I know that this makes 18. Okay, I'm going to erase all of this down here. That was just my thinking for how I was adding. Okay, but I'm going to leave the 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, now, am I done answering that question? Let's go back and see. Complete the table and show how you found the answer. Okay, does 18 go there? I don't think so. What did the 18 represent? The 18 represented all of these boys and girls added up together. Now, we know that Jake surveyed 25 kids. So what's the difference between 25 and 18? So you might solve it 25 minus 18 equals what? Or if you're me, I almost always solve with addition. So I think about 18 plus what makes 25. So I know that 18 plus 2 makes 20, and then plus 5 more would make 25. So I know the answer here is going to be 7. And 25 minus 18 is also 7. So in order to complete the table, we are going to write a 7 right there. Now, if we added them all up together, we should get 25, right? Great. Check your work. Okay. Now, it does say we have to show how you found the answer. So this is my part 1 of showing, and this is my part 2 of showing. Okay, so you have to make sure you're doing that. Okay, take a breath, and I'm on to part B. How many more students live about 2 miles or less from the school than students who live about 3 miles from school? Show your work. Wowza, there's a lot going on in this question. Make sure you read it more than once, right? So stop, make the picture in your head. I got this wrong the first time. I had to go back and reread it again. So kids, change. You gotta make sure you have the picture in your head. Changes lives. How many more students live about 2 miles or less from school? Okay, so I'm gonna give it different colors. So 2 miles, about 2 miles or less. So we've got 7 boys and 4 girls live about 2 miles. But also we have 4 boys and 5 girls that live 1 mile away. So all of these kids are 2 miles or less. Now, we know pretty easily how many kids live about 3 miles away, because 3 plus 2 is 5, right? So the hardest part is really figuring out who lives 2 miles or less. So let's do that part first. So how many more students live 2 miles or less? Okay, so 2 miles or less. Okay, that's going to be 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 4. 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to add that up. I know 4 plus 5 is 9 because 5 plus 5 is 10. So 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 7 is 16, and 16 plus 4 makes 20. So those are kids who live 2 miles or less. Now, I'm going to go to the kids who live about 3 miles. Okay, so 3 miles. 3 plus 2 makes 5. Right? Okay, so are we done yet? Let's go back and read. How many more students live about 2 miles or less from school than students who live about 3 miles from school? We are not done yet. Oh my goodness, there's so many steps on this one. So how many more students are here than here? How many more? So I have to find the difference between 20 and 5. So you could either do 5 plus what makes 20, or you can do 20 minus 5 equals what? So the answer to both of those would be 15. And that is our final answer for this question. All right, kids, get ready for the next one. Okay, we are going to do questions 7 and 8. So get ready. We've got the pet shop keeps track of the number of fish it has for sale. The frequency table shows how many fish are in 3 tanks. Okay, so there's the frequency table over there. Okay, now let's look at the frequency table. We've got fish in tanks, and we've got tank number 1, 2, and 3. And the number of fish in tank 1 is 16. The number of fish in tank 2 is 9, and the number of fish in tank 3 is 12. Okay, now part A is going to ask us to complete that chart right there. So we have to use the data in the graph to complete the picture graph. Okay, I don't know. Should we put a title on this graph? It looks a little bare right there. I don't know. I was thinking we probably should, so let's do it. So at the top of our table, let's write fish in tanks. So we've got fish in tanks. Okay. Now before I do anything, I'm gonna look around and see what I see. So I see there's a key, and each circle represents 2 fish. Okay. I also see that they've already put 2 circles in tank 1, but then I looked over here and I thought, it's not done yet. So why did they do that? I don't know. They just got us started off. I guess that was nice. All right, so they've put in 2, 4. I'm counting by 2s because each circle represents 2 fish. So 2 fish, 4 fish. We have to get all the way to 16 fish for tank 1. All right, so 2 fish, 4 fish, 6 fish, 8 fish, 10 fish, 12 fish, 14 fish, 16 fish. You try saying that without getting tongue-tied. Woo! Okay, so we should have 16 fish. And I also know that I should have 8 circles because 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 circles. Okay, I'm good. Okay, now tank 2 is only 9 fish. Well, I know 9 is an odd number. So this is going to require some finagling on our part. So we can't draw a whole bunch of circles and then just get it right. Thanks, Speckles. She says, nope, you can't do that. All right, so we're going to do 2 fish, 4 fish, 6 fish, 8 fish. And then we're going to have to pause and figure out what to do after that. Okay, everybody, let's hope I don't get tongue-tied. 2 fish, 4 fish, 6 fish, 8 fish. Okay, if I put another circle right there, it would be 10 fish. So I can't do that. And I can't leave it like that. So you're probably yelling, put a half circle. Are you yelling at me? Don't yell too loud. Okay, so we're going to put a half circle right there. Does that look like a half circle? Yeah. So 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 1 is 9. Yes. Okay, tank 3, we've got an even number. We've got 12, which means no half circles. All right, let's count them out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That was pretty easy. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 fish. Got it. Now, part B is asking, how many pictures did you draw for tank 2? Of course they're asking about that one because that was the hard one to do. So we have to figure out how many pictures we drew, and then we have to explain. So this little thing called explain, I am going to explain with my words, but I'm not going to write it all down because that would take forever. So you're going to have to do the writing part. Okay, so how many pictures did we draw? Well, we drew 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. So my answer is going to be 4.5 pictures. Now, I have not done the explain yet, and I'm not going to write it, remember? You have to write the explain. Okay, so I'm going to say for my explanation that the number 9 is between 8 and 10. So I drew 4 and 1/2 circles to make 9. Okay, so that's my explanation. Make sure you do the explanation. On the test, if you only do part of it, like if you just wrote 4.5 pictures, you'd only get part of the credit. So make sure. Okay, question number 8 is related to this. So I think I'm just going to leave it right here. Hopefully I don't send anything crashing down. Okay, so question number 8 says, each tank can hold up to 20 fish. How many more fish can the pet shop put in 3 tanks? Okay, so each tank can hold up to 20 fish. We could think about this in different ways. You can think about how many more you would need to add to this tank to get to 20, and to that tank, and to that tank, and you could add up the totals. Or you could add these all up and subtract it from 20, 40, 60, because we know there's going to be a max of 60 fish. Ooh, Mrs. Compton, you got to slow it down. There's too many words happening. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to make myself some room to think, and then let's do it. Here we go. Okay. Each tank can hold up to 20 fish. I know there are 3 tanks. 20 fish, 40 fish, 60 fish would be the max number of fish that the tanks can hold. Now, if you're like, hey, A is 60, we're going to mark that. You have thought too quickly, because this is how many fish the tanks can hold altogether. That's not what the question is. The question is, how many more fish can the pet shop put in 3 tanks? All right, so I think I'm going to solve it like this. I know each tank can hold up to 20 fish. So I'm going to think about plus what would get me to 20. So I'm going to do that for each one. Okay, so then I'm just going to solve that, because it says each tank can hold 20. So 16 plus 4 makes 20. 9 plus 1 makes 10, and 10 plus 10 makes 20. So my answer there would be 11. And 12 plus 8 would make 20. So now I'm just going to add 4 plus 11 plus 8. And I think I'm going to do 11 plus 8 first, and I'm going to get 19, because that's just easier for me. So 4 plus 19, I know is going to be 23, which is good news, you guys, because 23 is one of our answer choices. This answer choice 60 was for the people who didn't slow down and think. They were just thinking that's how many they could put in there. So B has got to be the answer. 23 fish. Okay, you guys, I feel like we've done a lot. Let's take a break, and I'll see you back for part 2. All right, bye.